There are many people that want to move to Asheville, North Carolina to retire, but it's a bit of a mystery as to where to live, where they can live comfortably and with ease, and also meet people too. So today we're going to take you to 3 different communities all around Asheville, North Carolina, and we're going to show you different tiers of amenities and options. So come on, let's go. Where we are in Asheville is East Asheville, otherwise known as Swannanoa. Not Swananowhere, Swannanoa. In between Asheville and Black Mountain. And a lot of people like living on this side of the town because the traffic is really gentle, really easy. It's easy to get back and forth. There's also the Asheville Mall, which is close, which is nice to walk, especially if it's colder. Not that it's that cold anymore, but hey. Yeah. Whole Foods is really close nearby. You have 2 different Ingles grocery stores in opposite directions that are 3 to 5 minutes away, I would say. There's drugstores nearby, there's doctors.
And really 2 options of which town you want to go visit for cafes and breweries and coffee shops and any activities. Black Mountain and Asheville. I mean, it's just a great and unique opportunity to experience either one for what you need.
Yeah, like you can go into the city, you know, for the bigger things, but you know, I know some people that go to Black Mountain to go to the doctor because it's just easier in and out, the parking's easier. There's also restaurants there and different activities in Black Mountain. And really in Swannanoa too is Warren Wilson College. So that's a liberal arts college here, and they have miles of hiking trails. There's the Swannanoa River that's really close to here too, that's really clean and beautiful and has some fish in there. You can even go fishing. Yeah, you can go fishing, but you can also take a tube. I mean, I don't know how many people are taking a tube down, but you can take a tube or a stand-up paddleboard or a kayak or
down
anything.
the river.
Back to Craggy View Cottages,
Here's a path over here.
because if you look behind me right now,
Gorgeous.
look at this. We are looking out over the Swannanoa Valley area with the mountains, the Blue Ridge Mountains right behind us. Now, we're expecting a little bit of rain today, so you're going to see some clouds up there. But on a clear day, you can see for miles and miles, and you can see the weather coming in from far away.
So you really feel in the mountains here. It's completely different than living closer in the city, which we'll be at a little bit later. But out here, but you're between the 2 cities, right?
Yeah.
So the location is just for those who want to be surrounded by nature. Look at this gorgeous garden right here that they can participate in too. And then have the access and the ease to go to whichever town they want to.
Exactly. How fun would it be to come out here and garden with your buddies?
We could get our little shovels and rakes, and I wish I knew what these were, but I just
know
don't.
you do. I know you wish you did. Another great thing about Craggy View Cottages is there's a big loop for walking around here, and it has a slight incline, which is good to keep you fit.
Derriere.
But also, you talk to everybody.
You're going to know your neighbors.
You're going to know your neighbors. And that's one of those things that, you know, in these communities, people sometimes have a little bit of time. And they're hanging out, and they're walking their dogs. And everybody wants to talk to everybody. And they're also looking out, so they're really safe, typically, I would imagine. Because everybody's kind of looking out for one another.
Right. I mean, if you're moving here and you don't know anyone and you want to be active and involved in a community, this is a great option for you. Yes.
And you go to the theater together, and you're going to go play golf together.
Your puppies are going to get to know each other.
Oh, the puppies. And then you have dog sitters. And then you have people like that can take out your trash can.
That's right.
When you're out of town.
You don't have to if it's cold and rainy.
Easy. You know? And a lot of these units here are lock and go. So if you want to stay in North Carolina only for the summertime or for half of the year, and you want to go to Florida or somewhere else for the winter, it's super easy just to lock it, and everybody watches out for you, but they also, all the yard maintenance is taken care of, and you just come back when you're ready. So this is what we help people do, is find the perfect community for them, if you're retiring or if you're not. If you're looking for single family homes and big open land with no restrictions and nobody telling you what to do, we got you covered there too as well. So reach out any of the ways down below, and we would be glad to hook you up with all the information we know. Yep. Craggy View Cottages is located on the east side of Asheville in Swannanoa. It is so easy and it's such a great place to live. There's about 75, 80 units here, so really small community. All of these are mostly one level living. There's one on the market right now, which we're gonna take you inside to view. But all of the exterior is covered by the HOA, all of the landscaping, the roofs, everything. If you lived here, there is nothing that you would need to worry about on the exterior of the home at all. They have a cute little clubhouse. People get together for coffee mornings and socialization. Every big holiday, they are
potluck.
Yeah, they're having a potluck. They're having a celebration, some karaoke. They have a little pool in the back. We're going to show it to you. But let's go in the unit first and see. So there's 3 main configurations in Craggy View Cottages. There's the Canterbury and 2 others that I can't remember the name of, but most of them offer one level living. And this one, how many square feet is here?
This one is 1,500 square feet with 2 bedrooms. And
2 bathrooms. Okay. And so in most of these layouts in Craggy View Cottages, you can either get a porch on the outside or you can get a sunroom. So there's not a lot that goes on the market here, but there's 2 other developments built by the same builder, one in Weaverville and one in Flat Rock. They all look like this. So you don't have to be in Swannanoa or East Asheville to get this same sort of
Layout,
design and
community.
layout. Let's look around this home and see what makes it great.
So this was built in 2005. So one thing that you definitely want to make sure to do is to look at the disclosures to see if they have listed any updates. Because if it was built in 2005, we're approaching almost 20 years, right? So 19 years. These do not look like 19-year-old appliances, all of them. So that's something that people take into consideration when making an offer, looking at the value of a condo compared to another one.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of these places that we're going to look at today are not necessarily in 55 plus quote unquote communities where there's rules and regulations around the age. They just happen to be one level living.
Yep.
They happen to offer the amenities that people are looking for when they are retiring.
Exactly.
And the ease of living that they're looking for too, and the community aspect that they're looking for.
Right.
So it just so happens that the age of these places are a little bit older.
A little bit older, but this one is not a 55 plus community. We will be seeing one later today. But yeah, just the attraction, let's say. The attraction is, having an activities director that bring people together to play bridge and have those potlucks and to do crochet together. So when you're looking at these communities, see if you can get a hold of their social event calendar to see if they offer the type of activities that you're attracted to. That's going to help you decide where you want to be.
That's a great idea. So this unit's awesome because there's 2 bedrooms downstairs. There's no upstairs here. Some of these have upstairs, which is great. Like if you are hosting, your kids are coming into town or somebody's coming into town and you want them to have their own space upstairs. But a lot of these, 2024.
This is the cool room. So cute.
But a lot of these units in Craggy View Cottages are all on one level. Another thing that is really beneficial and an asset when you are living in a community is just the resources of the other residents that live here. So if you need a plumber or if you need a house cleaner, most of these places have a community chat or a community email that are going around, and you can use your neighbors to find all the resources that you need. Or your realtor. I mean, that's what we do as well. Actually, we help people move to places like this all the time. A lot of our clients actually are over 55 and they're looking at retiring in Asheville or Western North Carolina, Waynesville, Hendersonville.
We are one of the top places for retirement, and it's because of our temperate weather, right? We don't have those seriously cold, frigid winters and the super hot summers, and then the terrain and the ease of it all, and communities like this.
How much is the HOA here? Do you remember?
Yes. So the HOA, the Homeowner Association fees are $434 a month. Now what you can do is you can kind of think of that as your social budget, right? Because that's going to cover the fitness center, that's going to cover the pool, and that's going to cover the clubhouse that offers
and all the exterior, all your
activities. Yes, roof, lawn. I mean, it's
All
really
the lawn care. You don't have to touch anything, right?
Right.
But you can still plant, like if you want to have your own little garden, like say you love to grow something.
Strawberries.
Or, yeah, or just like a certain flower that means a lot to you or something like that. You can still have autonomy over your own garden, but if you don't want to, you never have to touch it and it will look pristine.
Yeah, don't pack your weed whacker.
Don't pack your weed whacker. That's a really good tip.
I like it.
We do have some ground rules here, though. You can only sell to people who are very, very nice.
I know.
Right.
Well, listen,
And
I have a vested interest in keeping
And preferably
things nice.
Right, and preferably can play mahjong.
Okay, I'll put that in there. So let's go and check out the second community because it's totally different than this one. Welcome to Biltmore Lake. So this is going to be a whole different style of living. So you're now on the southwestern side of Asheville in a community that has many different living options. So there are townhomes, there are single family, medium-sized homes, and there are really large homes. And the main attraction for Biltmore Lake is the lake. There is a beautiful clubhouse there, which you'll see in just a few minutes, a playground, an outdoor pavilion where they have shows all summer, musical events. But here's the wonderful thing about these townhomes is that you can pay about $2,000, I think a quarter, and have all your exterior maintenance done, easy living, and still have access to all these amenities, but without all the hassle of taking care of a yard. So let's check out one of the townhomes that's for sale right now. Oh, nice. Oh, hi, Evelyn.
Hi. Welcome.
It's our favorite realtor partner. This is Evelyn Clifford, as we know. Now, Evelyn, tell us a little bit about this home as we walk through it.
Yeah, so first of all, this is a townhouse in Biltmore Lake. It is listed for $575,000. We are just under 2,000 square feet.
Okay.
And we have 3 bedrooms. One, the primary, is on the main level, and 2.5 bathrooms.
2.5 bathrooms, okay.
Yeah.
And so this is obviously 2 stories.
Yes.
But it looks like the bedrooms are going to be on the first floor.
One of the bedrooms is on the first floor, 2 bedrooms, and another bathroom are upstairs.
And you have this cute little balcony, deck that goes outside so you can really enjoy the nature, and it's private.
Yeah.
So a lot of our clients, when they call us to have us help them find their perfect place, they say they really want privacy. I tell them, because North Carolina is so lush and green, that you don't need a ton of land in order to achieve privacy.
It's so true, and we have so many trees. And they're so tall and so big. And right, if you can just create this out here, just look at this. This lot of land, I think is, it's a townhouse, so you don't have much back here. You don't see any roofs of any other properties. It's quiet.
And that really is. It's like really how it's designed is to offer that privacy. And what's beautiful about this that you don't see all the time too, is that there are layers upon layers upon layers of nature.
Yeah.
So it's really, really cool. So let's check out the rest of the house and see what else they have going on here. Hardwood floors, I see. They have a gas fireplace, which is beautiful. Okay, let's see the kitchen, then we'll go to the primary bedroom.
So once again, built in 2007. So you can see the cabinets and the appliances. Once again, you'll want to ask if anything's been updated, what the mechanicals and the appliances, what ages they are.
But this is a really nice kitchen because there's enough room to kind of move around, but you have your own space. So it's one of these things, there are people that I talk to that love like everybody to be in the kitchen with them. And then also people that I talk to that do not want anyone in the kitchen. What are you like?
Right. Well, my husband cooks.
Oh, yeah.
But this is what I like. See this cute little peek through window here?
Yeah.
That's perfect because that's where I'm
I'll
going to
go
be
around.
hanging out. But look at right here, we've got a nice triangle situation. So Beth, that's really what's key when we're talking to people. There we go. See, I
can order stuff.
I could handle you something to
I'm
drink.
like, I need some crackers and some cheese, please. Thank you so much. Okay.
Go back.
But what about the triangle?
Here's the chef triangle. You've got the sink, the fridge, and the stove. So boom, boom, boom. So it's moving around. Nothing's in your way.
Yeah.
Nothing's banging you, And so it helps for, ease for cooking.
Let's check out the primary bedroom.
So when you're thinking of, possibly going into retirement, easing into that, this is a great option because once again, it's low maintenance living. You have your primary living, let's say, is on the main level with your bedroom and your living room and your kitchen, and then upstairs are 2 additional bedrooms.
So if you have guests, it's really easy for them to have their own space too, but you don't have to maintain that space all the time because you're really living downstairs, which is awesome.
Right, and sometimes we have some older couples that maybe one only wants to do stairs and they have the availability to do that, or maybe they have grown children that can have their area and their space upstairs.
So let's talk about some of the perks of living in Biltmore Lake in general.
I love it.
So earlier I said it's $2,000 a quarter, about, give or take. So if we think about that like apples to apples on a monthly basis, I think it's easier to compare. So what's that, about a month?
Yeah, we're about $625 a month,
Okay.
$625 a month. But remember, this is more of a lifestyle community. So you have access to the 62-acre lake.
Yes.
That is
With trails all the way around it.
5 miles of trails all the way around it.
Yeah, and there's people that live in Biltmore Lake that are of all ages. It is a great place for people who are retired too, because you have opportunities for connection all over the place.
Oh yeah, they have a club organizer at the community club, and they have tons of activities such as
What?
Food Truck Friday.
Food Truck Friday. What kind of food truck do they have?
Oh my gosh, so many. There's so many food trucks around here. Actually, that would be a good thing to figure out, is how many food trucks are around here.
Interesting. So this is somebody's crafty here. So
Absolutely, and that's
this
what
is
you can do.
exactly what you can
Exactly.
do up here. So somebody has their own like arts and crafts room and sewing room up here. I love it.
And their own space. Sometimes people want 2 levels of living with having their sleeping area downstairs.
Yeah.
But then exactly coming up here when they want to craft, to get away from maybe the other spouse.
Hey, who wants to get away from their spouse? They are madly in love. They would never want space.
I was just reading a really good article in the New York Times this past weekend about things to think about as you're considering retirement. And the top 2 questions are, where do you want to live? And what do you want to do?
So let's think about that when we think about Biltmore Lake.
Well, exactly. Or any of these communities that we're featuring right now is, where do you want to live? Okay, Western North Carolina. But then funneling it down, that's what we help with.
Yeah.
And then what do you want to do? Is it important to you to have access to a lake? Are you a fisherman? Do you love paddleboarding? Do you want to keep that up? This place is going to be important to you. If not so much, or you don't need a pool, then you can find a place maybe with lower HOA fees that doesn't have a pool.
Exactly.
So things to think about.
If we look at Craggy View Cottages, which is the first place that we went, it's a smaller subdivision. It's a smaller community. Biltmore Lake is going to have many more people of varying ages, but the demographic of the townhomes is probably going to be more retirement age, I would imagine. Craggy View has a little pool and a community center that's very, very active.
Yeah.
Biltmore is going to have a community center that's very active as well. You have a beach right here.
Yep.
You have a lake that is clean and that you can swim in, but it doesn't have a pool. And it has all those tennis courts, and it has pickleball,
courts.
and it has the food court.
Basketball.
And it has basketball, that's right. And it has the summer concert series that they put on, which is super fun. And there's a lot of stimulation and activity. How long does it take to get to Asheville proper, like downtown?
Yeah, I'd say 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah, it's really
without
close
traffic.
to town. And then to get to Hendersonville too, you're kind of already on that side of town where I-26 is to get right down to Hendersonville.
Yeah,
So it would
just hop
take like
on.
30 minutes, 35 minutes to Hendersonville.
Easy access to all of Western North Carolina here. And that's, once again, if we're talking about thinking of retirement, and if that's important to you, there's so many day trips around here.
Oh, for sure.
So many. So if you're in this area, ease of access to all these little towns.
And we're really close to the Arboretum too. And so let's talk about like amenities and shopping. Where would you go grocery shopping if you live here?
Well, there was an Ingles right outside, kind of the exit.
Yep.
So maybe 5 minutes away, maybe.
Yeah.
So there was that. But if you wanted to go to Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, things like that, you're going to to find whichever one's closest to you, or when you're
I
out
think
and
the
about and
downtown
shopping,
one would be.
I would go.
So like
Yeah.
12 minutes, 15 minutes
Yeah.
to like a Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, which is really quite convenient when you think about it.
Doctors, hospitals, you know, anything like that. And honestly, once again, you have Mission Hospital in Asheville, and then you have Advent in Hendersonville. Those are two big hospital location areas that, you know, this is easy access to either one.
One of the reasons that we are even featuring Biltmore Lake in this video about communities that would be great for retirement is because there are not a ton of true 55 plus communities in Asheville.
That's true. There's more in Hendersonville.
There's more in Hendersonville, but there are a few. But there's a lot of communities that also really cater to the lifestyle that people are looking for when they're thinking about retirement and they're thinking about community and involvement and ease. And this is one of those that is highly coveted.
And there's a variety. We're in a townhouse right now. There's condos. There's houses. We are not in a gated portion of it right now, but there are gated communities within the Biltmore Lake community. I mean, it's just, there's several different layers. There's something for everyone, really.
Yeah, and Biltmore Lake has a lot of expensive houses too. And so there's a lot of people that want to get into the Biltmore Lake community, but can't necessarily afford to buy a single family home. And this is a great way to do that.
Oh yeah, $575 right now for a townhouse here to have access to this community and everything it has to offer is great. Because you're right, many homes are over $1 million.
Let's check out some of the community. We're gonna walk around by the clubhouse for a minute. It's raining a little bit. It's gonna get my hair all frizzy, but that's okay.
My hair's naturally frizzy.
You can just frizz it out. You just get it like all the way to the top. Okay, so let's go check out some of the amenities that you would get if you lived here in Biltmore Lake, and then go from there. And then we got our third place coming up,
which is a true 55 plus community.
It is. Yeah. So it's gonna look different. It's been around for a long time, and it also it has different amenities. So stick with us. Right now we are at the Biltmore Lake Clubhouse, and this is kind of the center of the community. There are the tennis courts back there, the basketball courts. There's a place that you can rent a fire pit and like get together with your friends. You can like rent it out. You just have to reserve it. I don't think you have to pay for it if you live here. But here's the Biltmore Lake Club. And so if you're having a get together of any sorts, you can rent out the clubhouse or a room in the clubhouse and get catering to come in as you wish. Let's see if it's open. I don't know if it's open right now. So we've been in here before, but this is just a little look-see of the clubhouse and what's happening. And so people are hanging out, playing some card games. They have a beautiful fireplace here. There's an area over here, so if you want to rent it out for an event like a graduation or a birthday party, you have all this space, and the catering kitchen back here. So out here is all the beach area. So if you want to go swimming in the summertime or just kind of play around and walk around, there's a patio too that overlooks the lake. It's absolutely gorgeous. Little library here. So here they have a concert series in the summertime where people come out and they'll have live performances. Here's what it looks like. And we also have a whole video on Biltmore Lake that you can watch. So one of the things that hits home a lot with people about Biltmore Lake is that it feels like it is a summer camp that you get to live at all year long. It is so super fun because you're surrounded with nature and all those trails. There are people that get up in the morning and they will hop in the lake and they will swim, and then they will take their bike or they'll run around the entire 62 acres of the lake, and they will just feel so fit and so nice, and they're in nature the whole time. Most of you all, because you're watching this video, are not going to be so interested in the kids, but you might be interested in the grandkids. And so here is a huge, really well crafted, of course, because it's part of Biltmore Lake, playground for them to play on. Now, I'm not going to play on it today because it is wet and I do not want to get soggy because we got to go to one more place today. But look at this. How fun is this? Let's go check out the beach. It is almost swimming season, but we are not quite there yet. We are in May. We're in the middle of May right now. And there have been some days already that have been warm enough to go swimming. The interesting thing about the lake is that you can get in anytime. So if you're into some cold plunges, you have a perfect opportunity in the wintertime to be able to hop in this thing anytime. because it is ready to go and it does not require somebody to open it. So here is the whole beach area. Nobody's here today because we are in the rain. But you can just imagine how much fun this would be. Everybody from the community comes out. People are playing and swimming, and you have your area. You got a little dock out here where the teenagers go and like push each other off and tell jokes and do their thing. But you can also, there's a whole canoe and kayak area where you can rent. You don't rent them, you just borrow them. You sign them out, and it's part of the community. It's part of what you pay for with your HOA fees. You sign out canoes and kayaks and stand-up paddle boards, and you can go out on the lake and fish and enjoy the views. Another great thing about Biltmore Lake is there are distant mountain views, but you're 15 minutes from downtown Asheville. So you are living in the wilderness of why people move here anyway, being so close to town. Oh look, here's a runner here. He's hardcore running in the rain. Let's head on over to the south side of Asheville to check out one of our few but well-known true 55 plus communities. Join us, let's go, stick with it, you got it. Hello world, welcome to Crowfield. Crowfields.
Hi.
Hi again.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to this condo that lives like a townhouse.
Okay, but it
Two
is a
stories.
condo.
It is a condo. Everything Crowfields here is a condo. It's a condo complex.
Okay, perfect. And Crowfields is way different than the other two
Yes.
places that we saw.
So
And we're gonna talk about that as well. But first, let's go in
Yeah.
here to the living room. Gorgeous.
Yeah, so we've got about 2,700 square feet in here. It's big.
That's really big. That's a lot to maintain.
It's, well, low maintenance living, right? I mean, everything outside is maintained by the condominium association. But yes, you are responsible for inside. Now, this was built in 1975,
Okay.
and most of them have been. And so you are in a well-established neighborhood here. In fact, it has, what I say, 72 acres of walking trails. Oh my
We have
gosh.
people contacting us all the time looking for walking trails. So this would be a great place to recommend. So there's
Yeah.
there's so many amenities in Crowfields.
There's a pool.
Yep. So you do have a pool.
Clubhouse. But I think the walking ability here is really what brings people here. That's the attraction. If you like to walk and you like to hike and you want to be close to the Blue Ridge Parkway, this is a great option for you.
And it's a true 55 plus community. So they
Yes.
have a cap
Yes.
on how many people they can accept under 55 plus, which I think is just a couple. But really, if you're looking for community
Yes.
and organization around the community, I'm sure that they have tons of clubs and activities.
Absolutely.
And it's all really, really organized.
Yes, absolutely. They'll have, it's a lifestyle community once again. And right here in this one, we have something really unique in this unit, which I can't wait to show you.
Okay.
So guess what? Do you think this is 1975 original?
I see glitter. I see
do
sparkles
not.
and glitter. I love
I have
it.
lots of sparkles here. So obviously they have updated some things. We would once again want to look at the disclosures to understand what appliances and mechanicals have been updated and about the approximate year.
This whole community has been around. It's one of the most established communities in Asheville.
Yeah, and you're near Biltmore. You're near the
Biltmore.
Biltmore and Biltmore Forest and all Biltmore Village.
And here's another cool thing, is you're on Hendersonville Road, and I always call it, what do I call it? I don't know. I call it Doctor's Row a little bit, because you have all the physical therapists, you have all the doctors, you have second locations of a lot of popular restaurants in Asheville, so you don't necessarily have to go downtown Asheville to get to those. You also have a Whole Foods down this way. And I know we mentioned that a lot. It's because people, when they contact us, they're like, how far from the Whole Foods? And that's why we're telling you this. We only do community profiles on places that are close to the Whole Foods from now on. Just kidding. But no, there are a ton of amenities in this area. And one of the most popular ones is the Racquet Club too. So not only do you have the amenities that come with living here, but if you want to have access to a saltwater pool or to specific exercise classes
And
or
racquetball.
Or racquetball, pickleball, tennis,
Right.
clubs, other people that don't live in your specific community. then you could join the racket club too, and it's a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yeah, and I mentioned the Biltmore because we actually have season passes and go regularly because the gardens bloom differently at different times of year. So it's a beautiful area to go and visit. And then they also have special events and music. And so just belonging to the Biltmore and being, so close to it right here is a great option.
Okay, show us around, Evelyn.
Yes. So here we have a bedroom right in the front.
Is it a bedroom?
Well,
is it a study?
It's kind of a walkthrough because here we have a basement.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of a walk-through area. There's no closet, so.
So in this condo, there are 3 floors.
There are. So that's why it lives like a townhouse.
Let's look downstairs. I know there's a lot of people. I've been in a lot of these units in Crowfields, and there's people that always use their basement or their downstairs for like a craft room, or maybe they're musicians, or maybe they make it into exactly a second living quarter space.
Right.
So when you have your youngsters come and visit, or anybody come and visit, then they have their own space. So
one thing to notice too, there is a full bathroom down here, which is nice. Sometimes basements have bathrooms, sometimes they don't. That always helps you to utilize the space differently. And there's an access to the outside.
Let's go back upstairs. Should we go all the way upstairs?
Okay, so once again, we have 2,700 square feet. So we've got 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms up here. Here we go, overlooking, and because this is a well-established neighborhood, you have a lot of big trees that are full grown that really do a nice job shielding the other units. Oh my goodness, this is huge. This is a big bedroom. Clearly king-size bed.
So Evelyn, I want you to show us what really makes this particular
Special and unique.
unit
different. When you think of beginning the day or ending the day, how lovely would this be?
A huge pond. It kind of feels like a lake, but it's really kind of a pond, or is it a lake?
Yeah, it's a big pond, and there's a beautiful water feature right there, so I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's just a really nice, soft.
And I see a little bit of mountains over there, too. So we have Hendersonville Road on one side of us, but you can't really hear it from there. So that gives us access to all kinds of amenities like grocery stores and hospitals and restaurants and the racket club and Whole Foods and all that jazz.
Yep.
And then on the other side, which is really where you're going to be living, not parking, you have what feels like a nature preserve over here with a big pond and a water feature and established trees.
Right.
And it's really, really quiet over here, too.
Yeah, and that's partly because this is a 72-acre community. And you can walk all over around here. So once again, if you enjoy walking and talking, this is a great option for you.
So great for people that have pets like dogs.
Sure.
Great for people that like fishing. Great for people that like socialization.
Yeah.
I know this is a really bustling community when it comes to events and activities. And because it's a true 55 plus community, there's going to be a little bit more organization around the events that happen.
Yeah, and really specifically tailoring to the needs of possible retirees.
And it's so centrally located, it's optimal. So
Right.
let's talk about HOA fees here, because there's a clubhouse, there's a pool, there's all kinds of amenities. There's tennis courts and pickleball and the fishing and the walking trails, and I'm sure there's community gardens as well. So how much does it cost per month?
Yep, we're at about $675 a month.
Okay, and that takes care, there's no maintenance outside that's needed at
This
all.
is low maintenance living, absolutely.
And there's a lot of square footage here, so you're paying a little bit more, but I think you get more bang for your buck when it comes to the
2,700
amenities.
square footage in this unit.
It's kind of like a home, like a larger home that you don't have to maintain.
Right, and we do have one parking spot here, 2 parking spots, 2 exterior parking spots.
Okay, cool.
So no garage, which
No
helps with the
garage.
square footage.
Let's talk about garages
Yeah.
in Western North Carolina
Yeah.
and in the Asheville area in general. Because I have so many people that are asking, when they come here from other places, they always request a garage. And I have to say, well, sometimes you get a garage and sometimes you don't get a garage here. And it really depends. Because sometimes we don't need a garage. Why?
Well, the weather is so temperate, so you think sometimes maybe you need a garage to protect it from the snow. Well, it hasn't snowed here for about 2 years. And maybe you need it from hail. We don't really get hail. We don't get tornadoes. We don't get hurricanes. You know, so really you have a garage to protect. Now you also have a garage to keep your stuff, right? To keep
for storage.
lawnmowers and weed whackers. Well, in a community like this,
you don't have a lawnmower or a
need
weed
that.
whacker. And
Right.
you have a basement in almost all of these units, right? So
Yeah.
you have tons of storage space that is climate controlled.
yeah, for some people who want that second living area and really would prefer to have a basement than a garage, then this is that. But having a garage is definitely a conversation we have.
Yeah.
And the real question is, why do you have a garage? Why do you need a garage? And then, you know, we just kind of go from there. So that's another question I get too is, hey, we're going to move here. We don't know anybody. But there are so many people that have moved here from other states and other locations that as soon as you meet them, it's like you all kind of come together and start to maybe even hang out together. I know we met a group from Chicago, and now we're involved in their Chicago group because that's where we were from.
Totally. Well, it becomes a melting pot for people
So many
moving
people.
from all over the U.S., but also all over the world.
Yes.
There's a little bit of an international flair to Asheville lately, too. And that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still, you know, it's still a city, but it feels like a really large town. I wonder if we can get into the clubhouse.
Let's try.
Let's try. If not, we know Justin can break in. Just kidding. Just kidding. Let's go. So they're having a meeting in the clubhouse, so we can't go too far into the clubhouse right now. So we'll just have to use our imagination. But hey, it's a perfect opportunity to look outside and see what they have going on. Because if you're moving to Western North Carolina or the Asheville area, you're probably moving here because it's beautiful to be outside. Such a cute little bunny. You wanna come with me? Come here, Bun Bun. There are so many beautiful places to live in Asheville that it's really quite endless. And these are just 3 communities out of many. So I did a whole video about other communities and places to retire, 55 plus communities in Asheville. If you want to check that out, you can look right here. Until then, ciao for now.